Kevin Stefanski talking about how his team is ready. Let's welcome in cleveland.com and Plain Dealer Browns beat reporter Dan Lobby. Dan, as always, we appreciate the time. Know you were on that Skype, Zoom, whatever type of call it was with Coach Stefanski. Biggest takeaway from that, from a guy that has been with the Browns, following the Browns, covering them for a number of years. What was the takeaway from him wrapping up this crazy off-season program?
It seems like they handled things pretty well. Obviously there's a lot that we didn't see, and we don't know everything that happened behind the scenes there, but it seemed like he handled this weird offseason really well. And he was able to kind of navigate this team through that 10-week program. They had a plan. They executed it. They had pretty high expectations. I mean, there were some teams, like the Saints, obviously they have that luxury because they've been together. They didn't even have an offseason program, but the Browns took theirs very seriously. They wanted to get some work done, and it really seems like this coaching staff was able to navigate through it and get done what they were needed to get done.
There doesn't seem to be any panic with the situation, which is obviously the sign of a good leader. There's nothing where he doesn't seem sure of himself, which might be a little bit strange for a first-time head coach. That's something that kind of stands out with me. I know he hasn't done it before, but he has the look and the feel of a guy who's been there, done that before.
Right, and when you kind of look at the traits of Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the one word that comes to mind is just unflappable. They just aren't fazed by anything, any question, any situation. They're just completely unflappable, and they're able to deflect any questions they don't want to answer. They're able to get their message out, and I think it's really come across in our interactions with them. Obviously, we haven't had the face-to-face interactions you want to have to kind of get to learn these guys a little bit, but just their ability to navigate all of this, it just kind of goes with they're going to show up, they're going to do their work no matter the circumstances, and they're going to get done what they need to get done.
Yeah, and the Browns will definitely face some challenges just because they're a young team. If preseason gets shortened and truncated, that's going to be a challenge without question. But again, it seems like they've kind of got a plan if that does in fact happen.
And Kevin Stefanski didn't sound like he was ready to make any excuses yesterday either when that was brought up. And I think, again, I'm confident they'll be able to navigate through all this. And the good thing is, the preseason has become more and more meaningless as far as games are concerned. It's really for guys near the bottom of the roster. If you have established players, you don't necessarily need to see them in the preseason too often. But I think the Browns are going to be ready to deal with anything that gets thrown at them. And the excuse making is out the window. They're not here to make excuses. They're going to deal with whatever circumstances they have to face. And like Kevin Stefanski pointed out, the other teams in the league has to deal with those circumstances too.